Howdy, Retro Friends. It's me, Herb. Today, I thought I'd do something a little different. Um, I guess this is one of our reviews videos. This goes with the C64 unboxing and the C64 Let's Play with Drew. Basically, what I thought I would do is kind of go through Walmart and just talk about some of the video gaming products that are at Walmart. I'm not being paid for this. This is just my experience. Uh, Part of this comes out of the fact that I did not want to buy the US version just to do a review. I may get the full size version once it's available. It'll probably have a huge price tag compared to this, but I don't really know. This is the US version of the C64 Mini, and it has some firmware hacks and stuff and works differently. So I'm hoping to upgrade my British version or hack it in some way, but it may not be possible. But basically, I'm not going to buy another $75 version of this console just so that I can put a USB stick in it. So sorry, no review there, but whatever. That's all you're really paying for. Why would I have two? And maybe I jumped the gun and bought the UK one, but I wasn't really aware of the time frame, I guess. But I wanted to go through some of these products because some of them I kind of want, but I'm not going to buy. I have way too many video games, but I thought it'd be good to kind of talk about some of them. So the first thing that I think is kind of nifty is this Burger Time. So I like Burger Time, but do I like it enough to pay $25 for yet another one of these mini Dream Gear kind of things? If we look at the product itself, this is actually a pretty cool product. You can see that it has a nice stick on it. It's got bigger buttons and it's slightly larger. It's definitely larger than the key chain version of the mini arcade machines. So this is kind of neat, and I like Burger Time. I like that it has the Burger Time, decals, and I just like this item. I kind of want it, but I'm not going to buy it because I have too much crap. But there's a lot of similar ones, and which ones do you buy? Well, personally, I own the Qbert one. It's probably the most frustrating game, and so I leave it in the bathroom. And in the beginning, it was the only one in the bathroom, so I would play it, and I got pretty good at it. But still, level 3 or 4, I kind of lost interest, and then you're done using the bathroom, so you have to go. But they just keep coming out with them, and I think that's really cool. I wish they'd had these when I was a kid. They did have some of them. They were exorbitantly expensive. But one thing I noticed at Walmart, at least in the online, is this arcade one-up stuff. And this looks cool. I don't think I'm going to get one, but this is a 4-foot tall centipede, and you can get different ones. There's Centipede, there's like a retro fighting game, there's Rampage, which is the one I would personally get. So cool. And then there's Replicade. I'm not really, it's not 4 feet tall, but I like it. It seems like everybody's coming out with these. There's like different vendors and there's a lot of competition going on. But the 4-foot tall ones, it's hard not to get one. But I mean, let's be honest, where would I put it? It does say 4 feet. And so this is like a real cabinet practically. If this is 4 feet tall, then this must be 2 feet tall, which means you would have to like put it on a table. I'm not really sure. I guess it's for a child, to play it while they're a child. But super cool that they're making cabinets again and that they're not specialty items, that you can buy them in of all places, Walmart. So this is definitely a cool item. $300 is not bad for something like this. And I don't personally need it, but if I had a kid who was between 3 and 5 feet tall, I would definitely be buying them one. Yeah. So also there's a lot of these retrocades out there, and these are all like Nintendo clones. They have, built-in ROMs, and that's all gravy. If you're into the Nintendo experience, these are great ways to get back into it if you haven't been doing it. But there's just so many options these days. It's hard to justify additional purchases because there's such a saturation, at least in my house. I have so many consoles and TV things that it just is insane to me to go and buy additional ones unless they offer something truly unique. This one looks pretty cool. It's got a nice menu. It has a preview, but it's still just the same games. And to be honest, I hacked my Wii, and my Wii has over 4,700 ROMs on it. And I mean, that's the entirety of this era. So I don't really need, including hack ROMs and obscure things. So it's hard for me to justify additional purchases in this area. I do like portables, but I wouldn't want to buy an Atari portable. But I have thought about getting this one just because it is Atari. But I'm not that big of an Atari fan, and I have a lot of portables. You might remember a video earlier, the GB Station. That's like my favorite portable because although it could use some more games, but it does take cartridges, so I could get more games for it. But you know, I don't know. The other thing is that for the price of a C64 Mini, which is $75, for like $100, you can get way more as far as fun games. And for $300, you can get one of those 4-footers. So it's hard for me to justify paying an additional $75 for what amounts to just a few obscure games that ultimately I could live with or without. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really I wasn't a C64 person when I grew up, so that might be why. I do own a C64 and a VIC-20. I'm very excited about my VIC-20, and we'll be doing a extensive, breakdown of that. Or maybe not a breakdown, but a setup of that. But I'm not really sure, beyond the novelty of it, how useful these things are, and they do take up space. If you don't live in a place that has a lot of space, it's not a good idea to grab extra stuff. So some of these other ones, the Retron, these are all recognizable to me because I know this area and I've watched a lot of other YouTubers who have done reviews on these things. With that being said, please like, subscribe, and check out our Patreon. Also hit the bell so you'll know when I or Drew uploads an additional video. There's also some other people in the woodwork. We've got Alejandro and his tiny house coming. That series is going to be about building a tiny house. And, maybe by this time it's already uploaded. There's also a guy named Tease who's going to be doing some streaming with us on Twitch. So just check us out, join our Discord channel, say what up, share a link. It's all pretty permissive, and we really like to hear from you. Pixietron is a series we also do where I do programming tutorials on making a retro game. So there's this Sega Genesis remake, and I actually have one of these. I've actually never plugged it in. Mine has wireless controllers, but I think I do have at least one wired controller for it. But I don't have any, it does have 81 games. Going to be checking that out at some point on the channel, probably with Drew. Those are, different kind of suite of games. The Pong controller thing, I think that's neat that they put all of this stuff for these controllers in a mock-up of these controllers that you can play. And for $20, this is a pretty good way to get into Atari. So it's volume 3. This one has a lot more going on than the previous versions. A lot of the bugs are fixed. I think this is a pretty cool way to play with somebody because it's a 2-player experience. It's kind of competitive sports games. And you can carry it with you pretty easily. So definitely recommendation there. I don't own this, but I had an Atari and I had sold it. So somebody lucked out because I didn't even make money on that. But I brought a Atari back from the dead, basically. Okay, this looks cool. Again, not gonna buy it, but I probably would buy it if I had a little bit more. Well, I like portables because I can take them places and they get old and you don't want to play them as much, and then you rekindle your like for that particular one. So it's kind of neat to have another option. $85. kind of expensive, but it looks like a pretty beefy controller, and it does look very much like an old NES. And I think the coolest feature of this thing is that you can plug SNES controllers into it and then run it to a TV. Let's see. Yep, you can. Wait, no, you can't run it to a TV. Well, I guess you could all play it on a tiny screen. Maybe I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's on the other side. Let's find out. Is there a way to know? How do we find this out? What is this thing? Get out of the way there. All right, goodbye. All right, let's see. I don't know. I can't see it, but I assume it does plug into the TV. That is cool, though. The fact that you could... Yeah, I can't zoom in on that one. That's pretty cool. What's this? Same one for $78. All right, so be frugal. But no, that's really cool. If it does plug into a TV, that really has it all. Does it have built-in games? Let's see if there's any data here. Nope, but nobody's bought it yet. So, or at least reviewed it. That's titanium dioxide. Whoa, titanium dioxide is in my toothpaste. All right. That's the Prop 65 warning. I did not know that titanium dioxide is a cancer-causing agent. That's something. Note on that. All right. Okay, so just a lot of retro consoles. You know, am I against new consoles? No. I like a new console, but I don't really care that much about consoles. I'm a PC gamer, but I have a couple of newer consoles, including the PlayStation, the Wii U. Xbox makes me cringe. I'd rather have a Sony. I have a Sony PlayStation 1 and 2 and 3. Or, I don't think I have a 3. No, I have a 3. I'm not really sure about that, actually. To double check. I'm in the market for it. Alright, so there you go. Some cool retro gaming consoles on Walmart. If you like this video, if you have your opinion, we want to hear it. Put it in the comments. Ask questions and tell us answers and correct me if I'm wrong. Fix my spelling, do my homework. But also, you can subscribe, hit the bell. I already said these things. You remember. Before I go, I do have a flashback. I don't have the gold one. What does that mean? Well, it has a lot of games in it. I mean, these are just cool. $65 is getting up there. I have the plug-and-play joystick. Again, I like the idea that we're going to put games inside of the controller. That's pretty amazing. You can't even buy it anymore. I should sell it for thousands of dollars. Yeah, I like board games too, but you might think that I just spend all of my time doing board games and stuff, but I'm actually a professional software developer, and I am an indie game developer, but I also like hiking, and I'm getting married soon. Who knows? What else we got? I like this one. I think it's ugly, to be honest, but it could have just been like curved, and that would have been great. But I get it. That's what it is on the screen, sort of. What else? I have the Mini Pac-Man arcade. Actually, I have Mini Frogger. I apologize. I have Mini Frogger. Oh, I don't know. I don't have this thing. What else? Things, ideas for Christmas. The Fortnite Monopoly. Gee, anything can be a Monopoly these days. I don't have Classic Solitaire. Sorry, it's on my phone. I met the guy who invented Simon once at a trade show. Yahtzee, the electronics game. Hey, if you're bored and you have a desktop browser and you're willing to deal with Flash, go to ansiart.com/play. So that's my plug of the day. Check out ansiart.com. Take care, folks.